Every great manager has a dual vision. They see their business through two distinct but inseparable lenses. Through one lens, they see the operational reality, the hum of the machinery, the urgency in a team meeting, the satisfaction on a customer's face, the passion of their people. It's the tangible, physical world of making things and providing services. They see the subtle shift in team morale after a new policy is introduced, or the logistical bottleneck forming in the warehouse. Through the other, they see the financial reality, the numbers on a screen that tell the story of that operation. They see not just profit margins, but the customer acquisition cost for the latest marketing campaign. Not just revenue, but the working capital trapped in a delayed shipment. Not just costs, but the return on capital employed by the very machines they were just observing. They see that subtle shift in morale reflected as a dip in productivity metrics, and that warehouse bottleneck as a dangerous increase in inventory holding days. The most successful leaders are those who have mastered the art of fusing these two views into a single, coherent picture. They understand that accounting and finance are not separate back-office functions. They are the universal language that connects every single operational action to a direct financial outcome. This is the journey from being a manager of tasks and people to becoming a true value architect for the organization. Someone who doesn't just oversee operations, but actively designs them for financial success. Why is this language so essential? Because in business, every decision speaks finance, whether we are conscious of it or not. A manager without financial knowledge is shown randomly pulling levers, causing the machine to sputter and smoke. A decision to invest Rs 50 lakhs in a new digital marketing campaign isn't just about brand awareness. It's a capital allocation decision that must be justified by its projected impact on customer lifetime value, CLV, versus the customer acquisition cost, CAC. A financially literate manager can debate whether a projected 3:1 CLV/CAC ratio is sufficient to justify the risk. Hiring a new team of 5 software developers isn't just about adding manpower, it's a strategic increase in fixed operational costs that must be justified by the future revenue generated from the products they build. Choosing a supplier who offers a 2% lower price but requires payment in 30 days instead of 90 isn't just a procurement choice. It's a critical decision that directly impacts your working capital cycle and cash position, potentially costing more in financing than the discount saves. A manager who doesn't understand this language is effectively flying blind. They are sidelined in strategic discussions. They might be excellent at motivating their team and running their department day to day, but they cannot connect their team's efforts to the organization's ultimate goals of profitability, cash flow, and value creation. Financial literacy is what gives you a seat at the strategic table. It's the tool that allows you to build a robust business case, to justify your decisions with data, to secure the necessary resources for your team, and to demonstrate the true financial value of your work to senior leadership. To speak this language fluently, you must build your understanding on 4 unshakable pillars. These are the core truths that must guide your thinking, your analysis, and your decisions. Pillar 1. Profit is opinion, cash is fact. This is perhaps the most critical lesson for any manager. A company can report handsome profits on its income statement, but still go bankrupt because it has no cash. How? Because profit is an accounting calculation, influenced by opinions and estimates like the method of depreciation used or the amount set aside for doubtful debts. Cash, however, is the objective, undeniable lifeblood of the organization. Think of a rapidly growing retail company that books huge sales on credit. Its P&L looks fantastic, but if its customers don't pay on time, it won't have the cash to pay its own suppliers for the next batch of inventory, leading to empty shelves and a sudden catastrophic failure. A smart manager obsesses over the cash flow statement and the cash conversion cycle. They don't just ask, "Are we profitable?" They ask the more important question, "Are our profits converting into actual cash in the bank?" Pillar 2. A rupee. Today is worth more than a rupee tomorrow. This is the time value of money, the principle that underpins all intelligent investment. It's why we use net present value, NPV, to evaluate projects. Because future cash flows must be discounted by our cost of capital, our hurdle rate, to make a fair comparison. This hurdle rate isn't an arbitrary number. It's the minimum return your investors and lenders demand for risking their capital in your business. Clearing this hurdle is the baseline for any project to even be considered. It's also why strategic depreciation is so powerful. Saving a rupee in tax today through accelerated depreciation is far more valuable than saving that same rupee 5 years from now. Pillar 3. Decisions are driven by marginal, not total costs. When facing a new opportunity, a common and costly mistake is to compare the offer price to your total average cost per unit. The astute manager knows this is wrong. The right question is always, what is the additional cost, the marginal cost, of fulfilling this one specific order? Your fixed costs, like rent and administrative salaries, will be incurred anyway. As long as the price offered for a special order covers your additional variable costs, materials, direct labor, it provides a positive contribution to covering those fixed costs and ultimately adds to your bottom line. Conversely, if a product's selling price is below its marginal cost, you are literally losing money on every single unit you sell. This knowledge is crucial for making tough decisions about discontinuing unprofitable products, even if they have a loyal customer base. Pillar 4. Value is created only when you earn more than your cost of capital. This is the powerful concept of economic value added, or EVA. A project that earns a 10% return might seem successful on the surface, but if your company's blended cost of debt and equity, its weighted average cost of capital, is 12%, that project is actually destroying shareholder wealth. It's failing to meet the minimum return that your investors and lenders demand for risking their money in your business. True value creation happens only when your returns exceed this hurdle rate. EVA is the ultimate test of your strategic effectiveness, forcing you to think not just about generating profits, but also about the efficiency of the capital required to generate those profits. It encourages questions like, can we generate the same level of sales with less inventory? Or, is this expensive new office space truly generating enough additional profit to justify its capital cost? It's a mindset shift from profit maximization to value optimization. Understanding these pillars is the first step. The next, more important step is to act on them. How can you, as a manager, use this knowledge to drive real, tangible organizational growth? First, move from a reporting mindset to an inquisitive mindset. Don't just passively accept the monthly financial pack. Interrogate it. Ask the powerful second-level questions. Don't just see that sales are up. Ask, what is the margin on those sales? Did we have to discount heavily to get that volume? Don't just see that costs are down. Ask, was this a sustainable efficiency gain? Or did we simply delay a critical maintenance expense that will cost us more later? Ask, why did our debtor days increase from 45 to 60 this quarter? Is this a problem with one large customer or a systemic issue in our collections process? I see a large other expenses category. Can we get a detailed breakdown? Unexplained costs are often where inefficiencies hide. By asking sharp, specific questions, you signal that finance is everyone's responsibility and you foster a culture of deep accountability. Second, champion financial discipline within your team. You are the critical bridge between the boardroom's financial strategy and the shop floor's operational reality. You are the translator. Your job is to translate high-level financial goals into meaningful, actionable targets for your team. An objective like improve return on capital employed means nothing to a production supervisor. But a target like reduce machine downtime by 5% or decrease our raw material wastage by 2% is concrete and actionable. This creates a direct line of sight between daily actions and financial results. When your team understands exactly how their daily work directly impacts the company's financial health, their engagement, sense of ownership, and performance will soar. Third, and most importantly, use financial levers to drive operational growth. You can directly fuel growth by focusing on 3 areas. 1. Aggressively optimize working capital. Every rupee trapped in excess inventory or slow-paying customer accounts is a rupee not available for growth. By shortening your cash conversion cycle, negotiating better payment terms with suppliers, offering small discounts for early payment from customers, you free up internal funds for innovation and expansion without taking on new debt. 2. Champion disciplined capital allocation. Insist on rigorous, unbiased investment appraisal for every major project. Your role is not just to back winners, but to have the courage to kill projects that have a negative NPV, even if they are operationally interesting. And 3. Master your cost structure. Deeply understand your fixed and variable costs and your operating leverage. This knowledge allows you to make smarter pricing decisions, optimize your product mix to favor high contribution items, and protect your profitability during inevitable economic downturns. Becoming a financially astute leader is a journey of transformation. It's about developing the confidence to speak the language of business with fluency and authority. It's about cultivating the wisdom to focus on the metrics that truly matter, separating the signal from the noise in a sea of data. And it's about building the courage to make decisions grounded in financial reality that create long-term sustainable value. This is the skill that elevates you from being a manager of resources to becoming an architect of growth, ensuring that every product built, every service delivered, and every employee empowered contributes to a stronger, more profitable, and more resilient organization.